hello, howdy, howdy. Welcome, dear listeners, wherever you are, whenever you are, to Foxhole Trench Talk. I'm your host, the Train Man, the Human Pickle, Bugmaster, General Weirdo. I'm Lek. With me always is the expert tank and flank spanker. I got that completely butchered, but it's Fonzie, everyone.
Yo, what's up, everybody? How's it going today? We're gonna be talking about the big old satellite up in the sky today. Like, if you want to elaborate on that
Yeah,
a
the
bit.
sky-based, what was it? There was a funny SALT acronym, but I don't know where that went.
Yeah, that
Yeah, so our topic for tonight, as you might be able to guess, is from. You're gonna read the title when you click on the episode. It is insert topic here. Just kidding. That's in the intro, but no, it's Skynet. Now, the first question of the day for discussing this topic is always, what the fuck is this? Because maybe you live under a rock, or maybe you're not watching this as it comes out. Maybe you're watching this in a year. I don't know
like,
why you
or
would
perhaps
be.
they're just a new player and
Or
all,
a
and they
new
don't have a
player, yeah.
maybe
There,
they don't
there's
have a
there's
clue what
plenty of reasons
Skynet
why you
is.
might not know
Uh,
what we're talking about.
yeah.
But we're talking about Skynet. It is the hot topic of conversation at the moment in the Foxhole community. Some people hate it, think it's evil, and needs to get everyone involved banned because the robots are taking over. They're taking our jobs. But
Indeed, the robots are taking our jobs as operation leaders. I don't have to look at my radio anymore. I get an immediate ping whenever a sticky rush is coming to my tanks. It's smart wired actually to start traversing the turret, my gunner's turret, towards the sticky rushers as they're approaching me because of Skynet. It's just completely uncounterable, unbeat. Nah.
soon, every single
So
Foxhole player you see on a front line will be a Skynet bot. There will be no Colonial players. It will just be Warden players and a bunch of bots.
can't
But
wait to see the SOM T800s out there, man. Terrifying.
I actually thought about starting a fucking meme clan just called
Skynet, yeah,
Terminators or something.
yeah.
Everyone's like called T800, or call it T800, and everyone's called and everyone has like a serial number or some shit as their
Yeah.
name. Just something real fucking stupid. I'm too lazy to do that though. So let's just start things off. Fonzie, why don't you tell us a little bit about what Skynet is? How the fuck does it work? Because people keep
So
fucking getting it wrong.
Skynet, a lot of people do have this misconception about Skynet. So Skynet is something created by one of the Colonial OGs, Castow. He's a very cool dude, nice guy. Um, he's a Colonial dev who I don't think he wasn't the one who made Foxhole Stats, but he made Sigil HQ. He made I believe he had a hand in helping out with the logistics calculator, and I think he had a hand, and he made Skynet, but he's really known for helping with a lot of the vetting processes on Sigil, so we can have an easier vetting process. We can make it a little bit more automated, and we can sort of rat out things instead of going by eye, where we'll have discrepancies spotted and stuff. But anyways, regardless of that, we go into Skynet. So Skynet is a bot in Sigil that scans a player who is streaming to said bot. It scans their screen, and then it counts the pixels on the screen. And whenever there's a significant change in pixels inside there, especially near areas of importance such as a storm cannon, because there's a specific channel where it will call out if there's a storm cannon raid occurring, or if just a nuke raid is happening, yada yada. Like if people are trying to do nefarious things around those important structures, it'll send out a ping. Or if there are uh, certain areas within watchtowers where there's a significant pixel change, it will send out a thing. Now, the only time I've seen this actually be used is with to success. I've never used it myself. I don't think Lek, have you used it at all as
I
a colonial?
You're asking me as a person that hardly plays this game apparently,
Hmm.
and basically exclusively plays. I'm the most casual vet, as I said previously, but um,
But
there's.
so
Do you think I'm gonna
the it,
willingly open myself up to like 20 fucking pings a day?
Yeah, no, it's definitely it's tons more than that if you have certain roles on because I believe there's a if I go look right now, I believe there's a partisan ping, a storm cannon ping, and then another kind of ping. But
It's
yeah,
like
so there's partisan reports, town threats, and storm cannon raids
I didn't have it turned
for
on when it
that.
was just like the emergency hotline. You think I'm gonna do it with a
Yeah,
bot automating the process?
exactly. But it's really I could probably count on one hand the amount of times people have actually used or the amount of people who actually use the bot, and I really think it's like just Leak 777 is the only one I've actually seen doing it. I'm sure there are other people who actually use the information of the bot. It's definitely like a useful tool, and so it streams. So a player goes in, goes AFK, and they have to have their resolution set perfectly has to be on 4K. You have to do it. It has to be something with DSR inside your NVIDIA graphics settings. And if it isn't correct, it fucks up the whole thing and it'll just spam pings, right? So you have to get it to a fine line with it. And like if you have your the like pointer, your mouse cursor on the screen, if it does the Windows loading thing, it'll register that as wardens and start panicking
What I'm
as a
hearing is
significant
that
change in things.
I'm
So
hearing that Skynet is pay to win, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, it seems like it, man. Pay cast out a win. No, but it's that's really how it works, and that's really what it is. I mean, do you have any questions about it, Lek? And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments below. I'll try my best to sort through and answer
I mean,
whatever I can
I don't
about
really
it.
have any questions because I
Yeah,
vaguely understood it. I did not understand the depth of it that you have given us today. But I kind of understood a person streams the map to a bot. The bot then is just like feeding and pixel counting kind of thing. That's what I understood. And
yeah.
because people were saying that the one that was streaming the intel was a bot, which that's just
No,
not that's just not
that's
how
not
it
true.
works.
No, no.
No.
Yeah, that's
Like
just wrong.
I think that's something that could be done in theory, but that's not how it works in practice. And if you want to say like, oh, that's
Okay,
but
Lek, I'm
anyway,
gonna
that
give you
we're
an
getting ahead
example
of
here.
ourselves. Yeah.
Hold up, wait. I'm gonna give you an example here of it failing. So this is a picture from Sigil, from last war here, okay? And I want you to look at this. This is it registering blue dots, okay? Within the thing on the stream. You see this because they have a color texture mod, like over the sledgehammer in this. It's registering that the storm cannon is going to be under attack or is under threat by
Be-
warden partisans in this region
by the
because the player opened up
sledgehammer.
their streaming. Yes, over the sledgehammer. So it's definitely there are tons of false positives on it. It's
What
definitely
a.
not like it's kind of like okay, I can show you more here. Here's another example. Exact
By the
same
way,
thing, picking a
to be clear, I'm not going to be showing these
yeah,
on
yeah,
the
yeah,
video.
but it's just oh well, it's still kind of
You'll
funny
have to
though, but
use
it's
your
picking up the
imagination, or maybe I'll.
yeah.
Fuck. Do I? I don't think I. I could, but okay. If
Oh
you're
well, it's
watching
a
this on the video, oh god, no, it doesn't pop up right, and I can't drag. Fuck it. Okay. Well, if anyone's if you're watching this, you just saw something pop up, but like only in the bottom of the screen. Fuck.
it's
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah. No,
It is.
this is a mostly audio only podcast because I'm too lazy for visuals. Okay.
Anyways, in regards to, do we want to move on to our second topic for today?
Well, it's not a second
Okay.
topic;
Yeah,
it's a second
topic or our
segment, right?
second segment. Yeah, yeah, true, fair enough.
It's
No
about how the
problem.
code of conduct and everything plays into what Skynet is, right?
Yeah, so it doesn't, I mean, Skynet itself doesn't break code of conduct. At least the devs have said they're internally reviewing it and they have no opinion on it now. There's no stance they take on it now. I mean, Brett said he thinks it just eliminates some of the fun from the game. I remember him saying that in FOD when asked about it, but they don't really have any other opinions from that. He said he thought it was a creative idea, and I'm pretty sure he said he thought it was creative, but that might just be like Kali bias
You'd
rotting in
have
my
to.
brain right there. I'd have to find the
I
screenshot of that.
yeah, I don't.
But
I haven't perused the like Brett Skynet lore.
I mean, and I spoke with like regarding like other content creators, I had a pretty long conversation with Dury about this and Super Vincent for a bit. Super Vincent thinks sound mods are cheating, so I just like he has a very well because right there's like people who replace the listening kit sound,
with
right,
fucking
which is
Skype.
with like yeah with Skype,
Have
or
you
they
heard the?
replace it with like the
Speaking of
Homer
sound
or the
mods,
Bart Simpson screaming thing,
just to make it
like
like super loud and obvious.
yeah.
I
Hmm.
mean, there's no denying that you can absolutely cheat with sound mods, but there are
Yeah.
so many. Oh god, I play Foxhole completely unmodded because I'm too lazy. I need to at some point figure out how to get the sus pack and the fucking map
Oh my God.
mod. Those two,
Yeah.
they seem like they are absolutely essential for like
Yeah. I mean, I play
holy
vanilla
shit.
because I really like the soundscape of Foxhole and just the design of
Yeah,
Foxhole
yeah.
in
I
general. It's
think
it's definitely like I don't know, it sounds right. Like and I'm used to certain engine sounds too now, so it would really like Scotch's sound mod, how it changes engines and how it changes like deflection and penetration sounds, it really messes me up
I think the
with that.
only sounds that could be like a little bit better are the pen and well no. I think Foxhole's default like soundscape and the sound effects are pretty workable. I don't think they're anything extraordinary, but they work pretty well for how minimalist they are generally.
Yeah.
But in terms of the code of conduct, it's pretty clear cut that the devs have not made a formal decision on it. And me personally, everything around it, I don't think that there is a way that they realistically could come up with an answer to it because there is functionally no solution here that doesn't either impact other people that aren't like doing this for the purposes of like the bot scanner. Um,
Well, yeah, I mean
there's
there
like you're
like
either gonna because I saw a really dumb suggestion to make radios have fucking batteries that they had to consume or some
yeah,
shit like that, and it was
pretty
like,
funny.
wait a second, this would just like make time lapses and stuff impossible. It'd make Logi more fucking
Well, it
annoying.
would also just like yeah, you have to like, oh, I have to deliver radio batteries. No,
It's
that's like
there's like
already with
there's so many like the problem with it is that functionally there's no solution that like
yeah.
doesn't affect normal
Well,
gameplay situations, and that's kind of like that's just kind of what I don't think that they can ban for it. And even if they did decide to ban for it, maybe not like maybe to like try and hamper the problem directly instead of trying to make it like less feasible on like a how it works kind of thing. If they were to ban people, who would they ban? Like
yeah,
what?
I
They
don't know.
ban
But would they
cast
ban
out?
cast out? Would
I
they
mean,
ban people who've used it? Yeah, it's because I
it's one
mean
of
it's
those
very
things where it's like,
how do we? I mean, this is already going into a different
hey, look, the segments are we're
subject
gonna
or
always
segment.
blend together, okay?
Yeah, let me add this. So personally, I think I do agree with a lot of the Warden sentiment. I think it is against the spirit of the game. I think it is incredibly creative, and I have to commend Castow's sort of like creativity and his sort of
His
like
talent
building
for
this.
coding.
Yeah, his talent for coding. Yeah, that he was able to do this. I think Castow is a really good coder. I think he's a pretty cool guy too, but. I do agree. It is against the spirit of the game, and part of me just wants to say like, there's a lot of colonials who will call this like a warden skill issue, right? Because I mean, wardens in historically have the past of that guy who designed the artillery calculator he wanted to monetize. I'm fairly certain, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Lek, or just correct me in general that. He was a warden or a neutral, and he was receiving death threats from people on both sides, that is, but I mean, he was sort of, I mean, he
If
was
I
chased
recall, the
off in
majority
the league,
were
but
on Warden, and I'm pretty sure he was
yeah,
a Warden loyalist.
yeah,
Um,
but
this is not a situation I'm super familiar with though. So if you
yeah,
know more than me, like I
yeah, then
apologize.
a lot, yeah, I don't know too much on it because it was just kind of like a peculiar, like internet freakazoid kind of moment where people are threatening this guy because he's just trying to make a few extra bucks. I mean, what do people threaten whoever made Foxhole stats for advertising their Patreon and having their PayPal linked? At the bottom, it's like,
Well,
come
one
on,
is
man, he's just
you
doing
could
it
say
good.
like one's mandatory versus one is more of a donation type
Yeah, I
thing.
mean, even
It's
Foxhole, like we lived without Foxhole stats for like a year or
yeah.
two before it came out.
Yeah,
So,
it's like
but
ultimately I kind of think like the comments I keep saying are that it is a what is it? The words are there's a specific phrase. It's a two-word phrase and it's unfair advantage. People
okay,
keep
yeah.
saying the words
hmm
unfair advantage and like third party program,
The
right?
thing, okay,
And
so
the thing
it
is, the thing is, every time I hear people say unfair advantage, I question I my mind is like, okay, I think the advantage part is undeniable, even if I think the advantage is incredibly minor and very few people are willing to make like put up with the constant pings in order to make use of it. Um, I think that the advantage is minimal, and I don't think it's disputable that it gives you an advantage. The question is, what constitutes unfair? And it's like that is an
I
incredibly subjective thing, and I think me
well,
personally, I think unfair advantage usually belies some level of like functional game alteration, like physically in the game alteration, um, like a sound mod that like makes you aware of fucking listening kits, or like a visual mod that makes you see armor degradation better, or something that like makes enemy player models like pink or some shit. Like there's stuff that could be pretty unabashedly unfair, and it's a question of like, does a program that doesn't directly interact with the game cause it to be unfair? I would say it's it's hard for me to say. I don't think I have a concrete answer on if it's unfair or not. I think there's people that will overstate its impact and overstate its unfairness, and
well,
people that like don't properly think through the definition of it, because some people have simply said that any third party program that gives you like an advantage is unfair, but if you run that logic down to its conclusion, an Excel spreadsheet is unfair, right? Like, I'm guessing, to be clear, I don't think that's what people think when they think like third party program. But
it's definitely like,
functionally, you have to get a little bit more descriptive in what you mean by unfair, because when people just say it's an unfair advantage, that doesn't really say much.
well, there's definitely a lot of hyperbole on both sides when it comes to anything like that, right?
Yeah,
With
yeah.
I think for wardens who are comparing it to multi-boxing, I think that is incredibly dishonest of them, because it's multi-boxing has with what Pirate King was doing with fucking six RPGs, seven RPGs. Cutlers just being able to, spin tap, fucking take out half a bunker's health in one volley with it. I mean, that's shitty.
You want to hear a hot
Doctor,
take?
here's
I actually think I was one of the few people that said I do not care, and I think it was totally fine. But that's mostly because there were like two people doing it, and it was
well, I
basically
mean,
just Pirate King.
back in the day when the game was a little bit smaller, when the only person I knew who was multi-boxing was Usagi, or fucking I'm actually not gonna say their name right now just to protect them. But
Wait, didn't you just say their
what
name?
the I mean, we can bleep that out real quick. Uh,
Hey, you think? No, no, no,
just
motherfucker!
gonna
I'm not
we're gonna
putting.
put out a we're
No,
gonna put in a
you
blank space
this
in
shit
it.
takes like two
Anyways.
hours to edit,
Well,
or
that's
not
not
edit,
even that
render.
is
You think I'm gonna
that is
put
even their yeah, well, that's not even their
part
name,
of the
so
okay,
that's not
okay.
even their name, so it's okay.
Part of the charm of this
Okay.
program though
But
is the fact that I put zero effort into the editing.
so
It's just a live riff, okay?
let me go this. So
Yeah.
with people who crewed, I mean, okay, here's someone, Katie. She was multi-boxing. Everyone knew she was multi-boxing because she would talk about it on her stream and she would talk about it on Reddit. She'd call herself one of the best tankers for multi-boxing.
I actually have no idea
Multi
who this is.
So yeah, she was a streamer who was streaming and she would stream herself and stuff like ATHTs, LTDs, all this stuff, all these vehicles, and she would be multi-boxing with it, right? So she would have, a stream up with her gunner and she'd be looking through her gunner sight and she'd be able to control with WASD, right? Input input broadcasting, multiboxing, whatever you want to call it, right? So with this, she's able to essentially eliminate any of the crew communication and any of the individual skill, right, between crewmen. So if let's say let me explain it like this, right? Why I think multi-boxing is much different or well, multi-boxing in tanking is one of the most unfair things as well because there is levels of skill between each crew member in each role that they fulfill, and because of that, if you have really two good players that, or if you have one good player filling two slots in each of those things who understands the mechanics of the game and things like that, then they're going to dominate on the field because there's no communication, there's no chance of miscommunication, there's no chance of anything like that, right? You know what you're doing. You can go in like I mean, if I could, so
If
it's
you
very
could
much
solo a
so.
tanker,
Yeah,
you'd be able. I think there's two sides to that. There's the side of, um, I think of it like I think of StarCraft, right? Where or like any RTS game, where it's like you functionally have an advantage where you are controlling all of your units, but it's also a disadvantage in that you have a certain amount of focus and you have to divvy it up between all of the things like your macro, your micro, and obviously it's a single tank, so
yeah,
I
it's a
think
lot
it's
easier
way
in
on the other end of the
Foxhole. Yeah,
spectrum. But like there are situations where having two skilled players in a tank will make it better than just having one skilled player in multiple crew slots because they're multi-boxing or whatever. But I think it's undoubtedly like having your like physical manpower, not like the server slot, but like the physical players that you have, cutting down on that number with how many people you can fit in a tank, undoubtedly does belie an inherent advantage. If you'd like to finish what you were saying on that, and then we
yeah, but then I mean, but to compare it to the advantage that multi-boxing gives to you compared to Skynet, it's
yeah,
very that's very dishonest right there. I think that's very I definitely think Skynet does give an advantage, but Colonial QRF was already one of the strongest things in the game because you have nerds like Fireblade, you have the 40th MPs, God bless their souls. And you have all these people who are like terminally online watching the map and then just pinging the relevant role when there's three partisans
I
in
think
places. So it's like we already had one of a really good QRF for us, and I mean that was before Skynet
there's
as well.
literally
At least we're complaining.
I think there's literally a group of I know Leak basically he did QRF like this is on the day of recording. He did QRF like this is we're recording this on Sunday. This will probably be up around Wednesday. I'm probably going to stick to a Wednesday upload schedule, but on Saturday Leak was doing QRF almost all day, and then when he left, someone else was doing QRF, and then someone else says, "Okay, I gotta go because it's like late for their time zone." And then right as they're saying that, he's in fucking in the general chat saying, "Oh, no problem. I'm logging on now to do QRF." And it's funny because you get this perpetual situation of like the same like three. If you get QRF'd, it's probably Leak or the guy doing night shift.
Yeah. With that sort of thing, I think a lot of like you do have people who were who were doing QRF stuff. Um, with so before Skynet, there were definitely people who would watch the map in QRF because I remember before Skynet came out, there were constant complaints of Colonial QRF and how fast it was, to the point people would accuse us of cheating and shit like that, right? And I think uh, it's definitely like QRF on both sides is actually pretty good. Warden QRF is pretty good. HOC has pretty good QRF to things. Siege can QRF pretty well. Like I've seen clans like come like if I'm fucking in the backlines, I love doing this to Psycho, where you go to all of Psycho's like marked fuel trucks and you just blow them up. So Psycho has to take the time to get. No offense, Psycho, but it's a
Eh,
passion of mine to do that kind of shit. But
I don't really
yeah,
do much partisan stuff anymore just because it's like so much less impactful than it used to be. And
Yeah, definitely.
there's
It's
not really any like the most
well,
fun stuff you can do is basically just blowing up like what's it called, the storm cannons. There's no and the thing I hate
that's
is that
definitely fun, but I think
there's no other like
impactful
cool infrastructure stuff.
with partisan shit though. The best way you can have a really big impact, you have to think in terms of time lek, right? So what I do is I go out to all the little fields. I'll go out there. I'll destroy all the harvesters, destroy all the cranes, destroy all the fuel trucks at mines and shit like that. And you have to think about it time. So when I do that, a logistics player or a scrapper has to, they see there's no crane, they go, ah, fuck, there's no crane here. They have to drive all the way back, hammer out
Yeah.
a crane and drive it back, get it fueled up, get it set. They're probably going to build the fences around it now and all that. And those defenses are going to decay. I'm going to come back in 2 days, do it all over again. Like
The
that.
whole
That's how
thing
you.
is
It,
like I
that's like
you're
partisan
correct
gameplay
in
for you.
saying that it's
Yeah.
super time efficient, but the thing is that there's so much redundancy and wasted material and manpower and like wasted time within Logi because people just do a fuckload of Logi. Like there are
Yeah.
some actual psychopaths that play this game and they just grind Logi, and I am so confused when I see the amount of shit we get for free. And it's like, man, if everyone was like me, there's no like thank God we've got people that don't like we've got people that are super tolerant of bad game design because Logi is not designed well as a game. Oh my god. I
Well,
don't
the thing,
think
Logi
if
is
we had people, if all the players had self-respect, we would have no Logi. I and I mean this as a completely insulting thing. Stay mad, you have no self-respect.
I think Logi is what one of the things that make Foxhole definitely a lot more unique,
Oh
and
no,
it,
no,
it
no, no, no.
separates it from being a casual
Hey,
game compared to a uh
Hey, I'm
sort
talking
of.
about playing Logi. I'm not. I'm talking about the Logi gameplay, not what Logi brings to the table. Logi in Foxhole is a great thing, but not the gameplay itself, which there is none. That's what I'm saying. Okay. But anyway, to wrap all of this back to Skynet, if you are to go after those people with way too much time on their hands, you are a blip. You are a dent. Or you are like you are so you're maybe like a water droplet on the windshield of their car as they're driving between the scrap node. Like in terms of these people have so much fucking time on their hands, they have the time to just sit down and listen to two dumb fucks rant about Skynet for 45 minutes.
Yeah. Well, maybe like
Eh.
one and a half dumb fucks. I'm like a college educated man, so
Okay,
you know.
okay. No. Um but yeah, it's like you got if you got enough time to listen to us insult you, you got enough time to where you probably don't care that you like it can be a little tilting, but Lord knows you're gonna be fucking right back here in the scrap field or on the truck line, either commend whoring or just like talking with people, watching another fucking podcast tomorrow. Okay, buddy, we all know it. Maybe we'll all go touch some grass tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes, doesn't it?
Mhm. Tomorrow
Oh,
never comes.
tomorrow never comes, my man. You gotta do it today. So this is the moment. Don't wait till this episode is over. Just fucking stand up, go outside, and hope to God you don't live in a concrete infested fucking hellhole. Okay? Maybe you got
Well,
parks near you. You can fucking walk to, bike to, and not have to take a car to.
on the
Um,
other hand, what you could be doing right now is getting on Foxhole, farming iron,
no,
specifically iron, and then
no,
advancing the colonial. Especially if you're colonial. If you're a warden, none, go take a break and go
stop.
outside, go enjoy all that. But
No,
if you're a colonial, what you need to be doing is you need to
I'm
get a
pretty.
hammer, and you need to go around from Heartlands, and you need to go east
Hey,
of Heartlands there, and just
I'm
start
pretty sure
hitting
it's
all those.
illegal. I'm pretty sure it's illegal to like encourage drug abuse. Okay, Fonzie, we gotta stop
That's
this before it like gets out of hand. Before we get taken off the air, my man. Okay, as if there's
no.
anyone fucking
No,
caring
no,
enough to
no.
listen to our little
That
shitty
message is
podcast.
sponsored by Mark Foot as well. So Mark Foot himself signed off on that one. He wants colonials to be farming. If you're a colonial right now this war, you need to be farming iron so we can get tanks quicker. And then
I
secondly, you need to If you're
bro.
a warden, though, you get to take a break.
It's
You
kind
get to
of
relax.
it's kind of absurd to me. And you know what? Fuck it. We talked about Skynet. There's not much more to talk about. The devs can't really do anything about it, and like I don't think it's that big an issue. If it becomes an issue, maybe they should look at it. And it's like, okay, people can have their hot takes. I think I think everyone needs to chill the fuck out and like wait till something actually happens, because it's the only reason we're talking about it is because other people are talking about it, and the only reason other people are talking about it is because everyone's talking about it. It's literally like the 5 minutes of fame drama bullshit, because no one actually like this. It's such an inconsequential thing, and this is kind of what I meant by like the same thing with multi-boxing, where I like you say, they're different, but like ultimately it's so inconsequential. Why are people putting so like you could be putting the effort towards, the fact that Logi has no gameplay, right?
Well,
Like
Logi definitely has
of all
gameplay,
the
but
things,
it's
no it
really
doesn't.
good gameplay.
No it
It
does
has
not.
you
Fuck
like get in the
you.
crate, you get
It
in the crane, you right
no.
click, left click, then
That
you
is
put it. It
not
makes so the way you
no.
immediately make Logi better, in my opinion,
Is
is
add
we
trains.
need like
Add trains.
no
That's
no
what we
not oh
need.
shut up you fucking track fetishist.
It took us two
We go
episodes, but we're
into
back to
you
trains.
go yeah, it's somehow looped all the way back to trains. But you just add like RuneScape sounds, you know, like the RuneScape
No.
mining sound. Could you
No, fuck
imagine that
that.
every single time
No,
the
God.
moon? Dude, that'd be sick.
No, you
Just
can
think
already
whenever
do
you.
that. Dude,
Yeah,
if
but it
you're
would
gonna
be
do
like
anything,
better.
what you need to do is you need to like blatantly rip off Factorio or like Deep Rock and just like let players do mini machines that they can work together that like speed shit up, that you can like maybe there's a mine shaft and you can set up tripod mounted drills. Maybe you can drill out holes using these tripod mounted drills and then stick like consumable explosives like dynamite. You consume that, it blasts a hole. Maybe then it's large items or like shippables that drop on the ground that you have to like use a crane, or you gotta like haul ass out like you're hauling a fucking Hydra or a 120 mil. Like there's so much shit. Like they have the mechanics here where they can do it. And no one fucking cares. People just keep ranting Skynet, Skynet, Skynet. It's like, no. Why would you put all this energy towards something
Well,
that has such
it's also
little
like
impact on
I
like the
I know
game?
the exact answer why. Like it's because people. It's the two team sides hate each other. That's
Drama
it.
is
And whenever one of the
appetizing.
things, I mean, that's really what it is. When I mean, it's I definitely agree with like Wardens. Yes, if you feel that if I think that if you feel that something, especially if you're arguing in good faith for the fact that you don't think Skynet is uh fun, like with the game spirit, I agree. Yes, then you should lobby it and you should show your opinion for Skynet to be taken down.
People
But
are
if you're
just
arguing
like,
it as sort of like
ugh.
another faction thing, it's kind of like, come on, man.
People
You're
are
like
just
fuck. Like
like,
there's ugh,
yeah,
like
no.
that
There
that
was
entire thread is like just full of toxic, but like there's
we're
definitely good
referencing a
points
thread
against
that
it. Yeah, on
I'll link
Reddit.
a
But yeah.
thread. There's a thread that discusses Skynet, and I'll link it in the description of the video this time. Um, Literally though, there was one guy that was like in that thread who's basically saying like, I'm sure wardens would love to have something like this for their own, and that's where a lot of people are arguing. And I'm like, yeah, that's probably true. It's probably literally like a lot of people are just angry because it's something they have and they don't. And people will probably like overly defend Skynet, saying it's completely without fault and there's no way like, to be clear, my position is that Skynet might be unfair, it might not be. I have yet to hear like I think it's just so absolutely inconsequential that it's something that it's like, again, why
Well,
people are just such drama
there,
gluttons. Like focus on
there's
something that
people.
matters, people. Fuck
I
sakes.
don't know though. I think I do like wardens definitely need to like it's definitely a valid point on wardens, right?
I'm not
Especially
saying it's
wardens that it's like
invalid. I'm just
warden
saying it's a
parties in
waste of
places.
time.
I don't think it's a waste of time. I mean, if people are putting their time into playing the game and as a result they're getting QRF'd by people using Skynet and they feel that is unfair, then it's definitely like they definitely should have a platform to speak, and that's definitely a reason. But if you're going
Sure.
into Skynet arguing as an ignoramus, right? Going in and then talking about, oh yeah, man, fuck Skynet. If you don't do partisan, if you don't do this, then it's really, you're not being affected by it. You're just hopping on the sort of the hate train,
And
right?
let's
Like
be
it
real,
was definitely like
that's
with
a vast majority of people probably, right? Like
yeah, that's
that's what I
I mean it's
mean.
a lot of
Like
people, but there's definitely people. Yeah, if you feel there's
I'm not
we're
saying people
partisan players,
shouldn't
and
talk
it's
about it. I'm just saying there's way too much focus on it when like
yeah,
bros,
yeah, I get that.
1.0 is
Yeah.
right around the corner. They're finally going to announce the social experiment is coming to an end. We're finally going to be released from our shackles and be able to go touch grass. And y'all motherfuckers are obsessed with this fucking thing that like 5 guys use. Like
Yeah, I
it's
actually can't wait to
oh
start
god.
our Anvil podcast, like when
Anvil
Foxhole dies
podcast.
when 1.0 comes out.
Please
Maybe call it
god.
the Hammer and Nail.
Maybe
The-
hammer and nail. No, it would be
uh,
fuck. I
what?
look. No.
Oh,
Okay. You sprung that
stable
on me out
talk,
of nowhere. I don't have a good. I don't have a good
stable
fucking.
speak, dude. Stable speak would be a pretty
Stable
good one.
speak. Okay.
Ah,
That's
God.
actually gold. What the fuck? I did not have anything prepared for like, oh, this would be a funny fucking name for an Anvil podcast. Fuck you. God.
That comes straight off the dome top,
I'd
man.
say that
I'm
I mean
creative with
I
it.
won't deny that's some stable speak.
That's the
Fuck me.
stable speak. Yeah.
Oh god, no. Yeah, but like to end things off, I look, you aren't affected by Skynet like if you're listening to this almost certainly, but understand the
I mean, you
people that
don't know
do.
that, man.
No,
This
no, no,
the
no, 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 no,
Skynet
no.
could
Hey,
have
hey, hey, hey.
launched
You
launched a
probably
low orbit
okay,
ion
let
cannon
me
at them.
rephrase. You probably aren't affected by Skynet. Let's all just calm down, understand the arguments that are probably valid about it probably being a little unfair, but like
Dude,
also
you're gonna
not
get
being
shat
super
on by
unfair.
Ward. Like this is actually you're actually gonna get shat on so hard by any Warden listeners on this because it's like what you're saying is like you're giving me like this
How?
is like double speak vibes right
What do
here,
you
man.
mean
It's
double
well
speak?
because you're saying well yeah your valids aren't you're probably not affected therefore your things but
No.
your arguments are valid. It's
No, I'm
very
just saying.
like
Oh my, no, I'm just saying there's too much attention on it. It's like it's such a waste of time for so many like I think realistically, I think it's like most things in that way too many people feel the need to like sit on like a like on and like shout out to the world for an hour straight about why something is a certain way and then like upload it on YouTube and then call the this is all meant to be a meta joke about how we're doing the exact thing but we're hypocrites, we know, or I'm a hypocrite at least. I don't know about Fonzie. Fonzie, actually, you suggested this topic, right? Or was it me?
yeah, I thought we needed to talk about Skynet like because there's no real colonial like
Look, we're cloud
no like
chasers.
opinions. Yeah,
We're cloud
okay.
chasers.
I,
We're gonna talk about
speak
whatever's
for
popular.
yourself.
I can
But
look. My whole thing is that I'm gonna talk up to you and tell you the real truth about how drama is bad, while at the exact same time feeding into all of the drama by endlessly discussing it, so that people can get mad at me. Okay, I don't care. I'm shameless in this bitch. Okay, you can be mad. I can
dude, Lek,
stay
I'm actually
happy
gonna
and
start
stay
like
winning.
I'm like man, I call me a turncoat here, dude, but I'm actually about to like get with the warden viewers, hold you down, and start bicycle kickling
For
your face, man.
what? No,
Because what you said.
look. I look.
Like,
I can understand why it's become a topic, and like you said, I think it's not as bad as multi-boxing. I can definitely sympathize with why people are talking about it, and I don't think I can agree with the idea that it goes against the spirit of the game and that it's maybe takes a little bit of fun away from the game. But at the same time, I think so few people use it and it's kind of a case of you don't know if you're being affected by it. I think ultimately the real power of Skynet has nothing to do with the actual functions of it, but entirely the psychological warfare of it, where the fact that it's so discussed is like the actual damage that it's doing, right?
well, no, yeah, I definitely like. one of my favorite pastimes is if I kill a warden partisan and I down them, I'll type in get Skyneted, and it's just that's because that's funny, man. It gets because
Ah,
that
so
riles
you're.
people up, dude.
Hey, hey,
Well,
I'm
the
gonna
thing
be the
is,
one to turn turncoat and hold you down. Yeah,
well,
but I'm
no,
also
well,
the guy that will actively perpetuate the fucking. Oh,
well,
Mister.
the thing
We
is that
now we
it's
know who the
a
real hypocrite is.
yeah. The
Now
thing
we
is,
know.
it's also like because it's a valid argument. It's just I don't know. I'm a shitlord, man. I like trolling people. It's like, man, there's nothing better than that when you get someone fucking like because it's already rent free in their head and you can see like
Oh no. Oh
like
god, I
expanding its face.
I
Like,
alt
oh my
tabbed.
God.
Bro, I alt tabbed
What?
to fucking respond to a message. I'm gonna have to
Mm,
actually edit this now, but luckily it's in like the last fucking 2 minutes of the video. So
okay.
it won't be that
Well,
hard.
that's that, people. I have to go get food. I have to go take care of some things. So, Lek,
Yeah.
if you want
It's
to
a short
wrap it
episode
up
today.
here,
Fonzie is a
yeah.
busy guy, as he blew me off 2 days ago when he said,
Oh,
"Oh, hey, we're on for 7, right?" Oh, sorry, nothing. Look, no, I'm giving you grief. I understand, but fuck, man, you got to we gotta get like a more permanent like time slot for this bitch, cause I feel like I'm being betrayed. Okay. Anyway,
okay.
I'll let you go here, and we'll say goodbye to all you beautiful, handsome Logi Chads because I spent like an hour riffing on you, and the handsome fucking Warden Chads that are deciding to fucking give this a view, despite it
And
being a colonial
wait,
centric
wait.
podcast. Yeah.
Fellas, the hidden word for this episode to claim your Discord Nitro for 1 month
You're actually
because
no.
Charged Terror got this. Yeah, Charged Terror actually commented it.
No, no,
It's
no. I
going to
know. He
be
messaged me too.
yeah.
Are you actually giving out nitro for this?
Yeah, I have the what for the first person that comments this, Waterloo Black Cherry sparkling water in the comment section. Okay, that is
One word or
Waterloo.
one word, or are
No,
those
no,
three words?
it's those are 3 words. If you comment
Three? You're giving
that
nitro to
phrase,
3 people? You
Waterloo. No, 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 no. I'm giving it to one person who comments out the phrase, man. So
Oh,
the
okay, so it
phrase
is
is
one. It is
the
one
hidden phrase.
phrase.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
The hidden phrase is Waterloo
You already said it.
Black
No, 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 no.
Cherry iced tea.
If
There
they
you
wanna
go.
get it, they gotta pause the video. Okay?
Okay, yeah, yeah, they got to
They're
pause it.
not
There you go.
allowed.
So,
They're not
yeah,
allowed
yeah,
to hear it twice. No, like you got a rewind feature. Use it.
yeah, yeah.
Okay?
Exactly.
No.
All right,
Anyway,
ready?
though, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully,
Yep,
like, understand. I'm playing it up a bit for the thing, and I feel like I
yep,
clarified a bit in the end. Yeah.
yep.
If
No,
if you
Lex a good
wanna,
guy, man. It's not
fuck
he
you.
hasn't sipped.
I
Yeah,
don't
Lek
need your
hasn't sipped
goddamn
the.
validation. You no.
Well,
If you're a warden, or you know like a good warden who like would be good to talk, maybe not like you can obviously be biased because everyone's biased. There's anyone that claims to not be biased is a fucking liar. And you should not trust a goddamn word they say. But if you know anyone that's like tries to keep their bias in check, is aware of their bias, and is a good speaker, could like riff off of us, and like we riff off them for like an hour on any topic, just send me or Fonzie a message. We'll see about it. Though note, we do prepare topics a little bit in advance. So there's no guarantee of doing like an episode like when you message us or anything like that. And I know that sounds kind of exclusive for a fucking podcast that gets less than 500 views, but we are not doing this like we are doing this as a hobby, okay? So be accommodating.
actually,
And speaking of
our next
accommodation,
episode
I'm gonna let
topic.
my man get some food. I'm gonna
Yeah,
say
yeah,
goodbye
but
again to all you beautiful folks.
our next topic is going to be the Warden tracked armored car for the next episode and why it's overpowered. So
I
there you go.
agree. I
Anyways,
agree. We will.
farewell,
That
folks.
thing. That thing is so overpowered because just like Skynet, it is a psyop to make all of the infantry say that the wardens have a tank on day 2 of the war. Very,
Exactly.
very
There
strong.
you go.
Very strong in that regard. Anyway, have a good one, all. We'll see you later.